It is Wellness Wednesday here at Miss Carla's Corner. Hoping that some of you will join us tonight as we talk about gratitude as an attitude. I have been thinking specifically about what gratitude is and how it can really inspire us to walk into some spaces and places that we thought we might never be. It's been at least a couple of days for me that, this has been something that's on my mind. Actually, yesterday, I created two videos, and well, I created one last night for this morning, and it was really about opportunities and how opportunities are there for us. And sometimes we miss the opportunity because we don't know that it's an opportunity, or we don't know, it's there for us, and we miss it. And there are times when there's an opportunity and we understand that it's an opportunity. And I spoke last night about, going to bed with that opportunity and resting with it. And when I woke up this morning, I just had a spirit of gratitude. And so, one of the things I wanted to talk to, I'm this person. If you're joining us live, please say hello. Let me know you're out there. I appreciate hearing from you all. Please leave some hearts, some likes, comment, please. One of the things that I like to do when I'm talking about a particular topic, I like to go and look it up in a dictionary to see what it means, right? So I'm that person. So I went and looked up the word gratitude, and gratitude is the quality of being thankful, its readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. And it actually gave like a sentence for what that would look like. And it's like, she expressed her gratitude to the committee for their support. So, gratitude is something in this particular instance where it's talking about you showing something to someone else. But I want to talk about what gratitude means when you show that to yourself. When you are actually connecting with something inside of you where there is kindness that exists, but it's waiting on you to tap into it. I think many times we never think about offering ourselves a place of gratitude. And when I think about ourselves, what I'm talking about, you are a spirit being. And inside of you, there is spirit that wants to connect with you. Many times we miss it because we don't think about the fact that we are spirit. We forget that we're spirit because we're always looking at our fleshly bodies. We're thinking about mentally what we're going through. We might think about, emotionally what we're going through. And we forget that the essence of who we are is spirit. And so when I was thinking about gratitude today, I was thinking about it in a way that I needed it for myself. And when I say that, what I'm saying is my spirit needed to feel gratitude. My spirit needed something from me that I wasn't giving it. I was not giving it thankfulness. I was not giving it kindness. And I'm telling you, when I began to understand that spiritually, inside of me, not outside of me, there is something that wants us to feed it. And when we begin to understand that the power to feed our spirit is within us, we will do something about it. I'm telling you, when I talk about Gratitude being an attitude. I had some things happen for me today that I had been wanting for a while. And I can't express it at this moment, but I'm telling you, it was something major that happened in my life today. And I believe it's because within my spirit wanted me to connect with it and to find kindness within it, to find that place where what exists for me in the physical realm could actually take place. But it had to start in the realm of the spirit. It had to start with me recognizing that something inside of me wants to be birthed into the earth, into the physical realm. But until I could speak to my spirit, it wasn't anybody giving me a word. It wasn't anything that was deep. It was simply me being grateful. I wasn't grateful for anything in particular. It was just a spirit of gratitude that took over me. Hello there. Hi, Hunter. Hey, Sydney. And that gratitude just caused me to open up to receive what wanted to be in my hands. So it was like opportunity was out there, but it needed me to practice gratitude so that when it came up, I would recognize opportunity. We are such powerful beings. I'm telling you, we are so powerful that many times we don't understand just how powerful we are until we come into situations in our lives where our power is to be exercised. Many times we want to exercise our power on other people. I think we need to show ourselves kindness. We need to be the recipient of our own gratitude. We need to understand that when we're spirit, our spirit wants to be fed. And when we feed our spirit, what is inside of us, it must come into the physical realm. It must show up in the earth. And I believe I set myself up for it, not even knowing. I set myself up for it yesterday by making those two videos. And if you get a chance, go see the one video. It's after this, of course, it's where I talk about gratitude and the one where I talk about giving thanks. And I'm telling you, many times we set ourselves up for what needs to happen in our lives and we don't even know it because our follow through may not be there. We may not be paying attention or tuned into our spirit, which is trying to tell us the direction that we should go or the direction of our lives. But I'm no different than anyone else. I believe that when we tune in into what our spirit wants, when our spirit connects with the spirit that is all knowing, all powerful, it does something inside of us to awaken us to what it is we should be walking out and living in. I'm telling you, it started with a grateful heart. It started with gratitude. And as a result of the gratitude, something was birthed inside of me. I believe if you're listening to this, that the same thing wants to happen for you. There is a space inside of you, your spirit, that wants to experience kindness, that wants to experience gratitude, that wants to experience what it means to be thankful. Even in a time where it doesn't seem like there's a reason to give thanks. Even when it doesn't seem like this should be that time of giving thanks. Your spirit knows what it has need of. And when your spirit knows what it has need of, you just move in that realm. You just move in that capacity. And when you do, something wonderful can happen for you. I love that there is something wonderful that can happen for all of us. And when you decide to live out of your spirit being, things can happen. Most times we don't trust it because we're afraid of what could happen if we were to trust it. When we move past what we can see, what we can feel, when we can really begin to understand the greatness that is inside of us, the greatness that exists inside so that we can activate it and it can show up on the outside. I didn't have any intention on talking about this today. To be honest with you, I didn't know what I was going to talk about today, but just this level of gratitude would not let me go. It just stayed on me. And then I saw things happen today that I know was birthed out of that spirit of gratitude that wanted to come forth without me even knowing. But because I postured myself so that it could happen, what I did was I didn't get in the way. A lot of times we get in the way of what really wants to happen in our lives. And because we get in the way, we're not a good recipient of what wants to happen. We get in the way because how we think, how we interact, the thoughts that we have about ourselves. All of those things get in the way of us experiencing how we could really live out in life. Yes, we need to stop getting in people's way and prepare our own way. We get in our own way. I've heard them say we can be our own worst enemy. And by the same token, we can be our best enemy, our best friend, not enemy. We can agree with the spirit that is inside of us, agreeing with how we were created, understanding that this physical aspect of us is not all that is to us. There are days when we realize it more than others. Today, I realize the power that exists in me more than I did yesterday. Yesterday, it was words when I made the video. I talked about opportunity, but it was words because there was no connection. What connected me was the spirit of gratitude. That gratitude opened me up internally and it allowed the kindness that I needed to extend to myself to be open and exposed. A lot of times there are things that want to happen in our lives, but it can't enter in because we're not postured for it. We're not postured for it because, something else is interfering. Like I said before, our thoughts get in the way. And so we don't understand that there's a gift that is waiting for us. And if we would just allow the gift to really begin to be activated in our lives, the types of things in life that we could actually live out would be truly amazing. Truly. I know in my own life, I've lived beneath what I know is for me because I'm not always in the posture of understanding that gratitude is always there waiting for me to just make the conscious decision to be thankful, to show myself kindness. We always say, well, you could show her kindness. I gave the example that in the dictionary it said, she expressed her gratitude to the committee for their support. So we always think in terms of giving it to somebody else. We don't often think about what it means to feed that to yourself. What yourself is your spirit. Your spirit needs to be fed. And when you feed your spirit things that will cause it to grow and to develop, you're going to see something happen. I promise you, Preppy, I am not on here trying to preach. I am really on here trying to share an experience with each of you. Because if it happens for me, it can happen for any of us. I didn't wake up this morning thinking, oh, yeah, this big thing is going to happen for me, something that, I had been asking for and wanting. I really wasn't even thinking about it today. It wasn't on my radar, but it was on the radar of my spirit. My spirit knew that today this thing can happen for you. But I need you to be in a posture where you can receive it. Let me tell you how it happened. I got the phone call and they were like, I was calling someone else, but I felt that I was supposed to call you. And because I called you, the opportunity came. They weren't initially going to call me. Thank you. Thank you. But they were led to call me because the Spirit knew I was ready to receive it. And here's the thing. When you tune into your spirit already knows. I had been being prepared prior to the moment that this was going to happen. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Sydney. I had put things in place. I didn't know that I was putting them in place for the moment. All I knew is that, I was putting it in place. I did A, I did B, I did C, I did E. Sometimes in your life, you will be putting things in place and it doesn't make sense because you don't have the whole picture. You just have pieces. But I promise you, if you hold on to those pieces and allow the spirit of gratitude to work within you, when it's time for those pieces to come together, there is nothing, including you. I couldn't stand in the way of it because it said to me, no, this is time for you to practice gratitude. And when you're tuned into your spirit, thank you. When you're tuned into your spirit, guess what you're going to do? You're going to do what the spirit is saying because I trust it. I trust the spirit that's in me. I believe it. And when you trust and you believe, you move in an act of faith. And that faith will cause that thing. Thank you, Preppy. That faith will cause that thing to find you. Let me even in my YouTube channel, I'm telling you, my last couple of videos have gotten over 1,000 views. I'm telling you, my videos weren't getting that many views. They weren't. But I know that being consistent is what everyone says, continuing to, and that's the same way that we have to be about connecting with the spirit that is inside of us. We have to be tuned into it. We have to be consistently in relationship with, okay, what is it that I should be doing? See, if you trust it, you're not trying to do anything outside of it. You may not always be paying attention to it. You may just know, okay, it's there. It's not trying to get my attention. Okay, so we're good. But there are going to be times when your spirit is going to get your attention and you're going to do exactly what the spirit wants you to do. That's all I know. I know from what I experienced that my spirit, my inner man, was trying to get my attention today. And gratitude. Gratitude opened the door and it allowed kindness to be shown to me from someone else. It wasn't me giving that kindness out. It was me becoming a recipient of kindness. How? Because the Spirit wants you to understand that there is kindness that needs to be shown to you and through you that does not come from some other person. It is ignited through the Spirit that is within you, activated by gratitude. Yes, Preppy, gratitude is number one. Sydney, thank you so much. I'm so glad. I really appreciate that. I won't, trust me. I've been at this for a very long time. I'm new to YouTube, but I'm not new to understanding that I have to connect with what is inside of me. I think that when we understand that we don't have to do the work, we have to understand the work that's already been done in us. We have to agree with it. We have to agree. Thank you so much, Preppy. We have to agree with the Spirit that is within us. We struggle. I've struggled. Even knowing I've struggled because there are times that I think that I know better than what is already known. And in those times, what I realize is that I'm not exercising my faith. I'm not exercising my faith because I believe in my strength, my mind, more than I trust what is inside of me. I didn't birth myself into the earth. I had nothing to do with my parents coming together and giving birth to me. Thank you, Preppy. I had nothing to do with that. You had nothing to do with your parents coming together and giving birth to you. But you needed to be in the earth because there's something that you must do. There's a purpose that you must fulfill. And you're here so that you begin to understand what is inside of you will reveal that purpose to you. I used to struggle with it. Well, what is my purpose? Oh my God, I want to know my purpose. Why am I here? I was struggling to find out something that wanted to reveal itself to me. Thank you, Sydney. We struggle with what is already known. When something is already known, you have to tap into it internally so that the knowing can reveal itself to you in the physical realm. Gratitude. Thank you. Gratitude is an attitude. I've also heard it said that gratitude will give you altitude. Altitude. It will take you somewhere. I was in Chicago last week. Yes, thank you, Preppy. And I took a boat ride. I also have a video. I took a boat ride to see the architectural design. So you just go up and down the waterway and you can see all the beautiful architecture. There's something for me about being in water. I love water, the ocean. The water just relaxes me. It makes me, I'm ready to just really hear when I get in that space. But I had been so busy that I hadn't really thought about the fact that I was in water. You know how sometimes we get so busy in life, we forget where we are and what is actually going on. We're not tuned in that moment because there are a lot of things going on physically in the physical realm in our thought life that we're not really paying attention or tuned in to what is going on in our spirit. A lot of times we don't want to talk about spirit. We don't want to talk about there's more to us than just this physical body. And I get that. I don't often talk about it myself, but when I do, it's because I'm supposed to. Please know that. But when we begin to understand that the spirit inside of us is going to reveal to us at the time necessary what it is we should or should not be doing, we never have to fear being late, not showing up on time, or any of those things. I've been fortunate. The last couple of videos I watched one video of a woman. Let me tell you, she is 73 years old. She says she started her YouTube channel. She's got 80,000 followers. She just cooks. There are people who want what is inside of you. You may look at what is inside of you and see it as something that, oh, it's just nothing. Oh, I just do this. But someone else is needing what you have. And that's the thing I've been saying to myself. Like, look, someone else needs what you have inside of you. Oh, thank you, Preppy. I appreciate that. Yes. Thank you so much. I understand that when we connect with the spirit that is inside of us, we are connecting with the eternal spirit. The eternal spirit is all knowing, all powerful, all of those things. And we have that inside of us. Imagine having that inside of you and not tapping into it, or not even knowing that it's inside of you. Just thinking you're just walking through life aimlessly. None of us. We all are here for a purpose. Oh, thank you, Sydney. When you understand you are here for a purpose, you will continue to live no matter what is going on. You're not concerned about the stock market, your job. You're not concerned about material possessions, because guess what? What is inside of you can create anything that you need. Our words have power. And when we begin to speak our words, when you begin to speak out of your power, things will be created. Oh, probably, I usually do about a half hour, 45 minutes, Preppy. When you speak out of what your inside is trying to tell you, what your spirit is trying to get you to say. Sometimes I've spoken things not even understanding why I was speaking it, only later for that thing to show up in my life. I don't try to figure it out. I surrender to it because I know, because I said earlier, I trust the spirit. And if you're here today and you're watching this, trust the spirit that is in you. Believe that what is inside of you knows what is best for you. That there's no struggle that you need to endure. Thank you. Oh, wow. Yes. Thank you, Preppy. Thank you, Sydney. When you trust what is inside of you, when you allow what is going on to not be inhibited, a lot of times we inhibit ourselves by other people's thoughts, by what our parents have told us, what our friends have told us, all the things that other people have told us, instead of tapping into what we know to be true for ourselves. We miss it. We don't have to miss it though. we can really be in tune with it when we trust what is inside of us. Trusting it means that when you hear that voice, or when you just get some, like for me, it's something that happens in my gut. There's a knowing. I don't even need to understand the knowing. I just need to trust it. I think as we age and we start understanding, there are things that happen that we don't need to control. We don't need to understand. I think a lot of times we try to understand because we think, okay, mentally I'm strong enough to figure this out. You know, you know, uh, Emotionally I can handle what this is. And sometimes your inside will be like, don't do that. Don't go that way. Don't stop. Go. Don't go. Stop. And I don't know about you, but there's been times in my life where I didn't listen to that voice inside of me. And because I didn't listen to it, you know what happened? I ended up in a situation that could have been avoided. That's how you really start learning to trust, because you have a couple of incidents that happen and you're like, no, I'm not going down that road anymore. I'm going to trust what the spirit is telling me. I'm going to tap into that and I'm going to believe that. I really believe that when we make the conscious decision to trust what is going on inside of us, we'll find ourselves in situations and in circumstances where we stop struggling. We struggle often because we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust the inner man. We don't talk about the inner man because we think this surface that is all that there is to us. There's so much more. There's way more. And so I think when we're trying to do something, let's just say talking about YouTube. The reason why exposure and continuing to do videos is so important is because it gives you, yes, Preppy, it gives you exposure. And I don't know anyone in this chat. I've never met you guys before now. But here's the thing. The more I do this, the more exposure that happens. Guess what? It goes out into the earth and it brings those people who are like-minded. When I'm looking at Preppy and Sydney's, comments, it's because the spirit that draws you. You're hearing something that connects with your spirit. That's how I follow people on YouTube. I follow them because they're saying something that I want to hear. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sydney. They're saying something that speaks to me. And when you look at that, it'll bring about a change in your life. A lot of times we don't understand it because we're not positioned to understand it. But somewhere down the road, when it's your time to hear what is good for you, you'll hear it. There's been times when I've heard people say certain things, it didn't register. You know why? Because it wasn't time for me to really hear it. I wasn't tuned into the place that I need to be tuned in to hear. I was on a different frequency. Frequency is like a radio. You can't hear what's on 104.7 if you're on 99.5. So you have to get on the frequency to hear what is for you. And it's okay if you're on the wrong channel right now. Because if in your heart you really want to get on the right channel, you'll keep tuning in. You'll keep tuning that channel until you get to the one you want to hear. That's what I do. When I click on a video, if it doesn't interest me, I click it off and move to something else. But when I tune into a channel that resonates with me, I don't go anywhere else. I sit there and I listen, and it feeds me. It feeds me because something in my spirit wants to hear it. It's a word that I need at the right time. It brings life to me. It's watering, it's nurturing. I talked in another video about how I'm a plant person. My plants need water. Some of them need sunlight. But guess what? When you give them what they need, they will flourish. We are living beings. And water and sun for us are words that cause us to grow and to develop ourselves. When those words are words that bring life, you'll grow, you'll develop, you'll find purpose. That's how I found it. I kept tuning into those spaces and places where I was hearing what I needed to help me grow. And as a result, I find myself on here talking like this to you today. It's obviously what I was supposed to do. I love when I'm in the space where I just allow what is to be to be. Before I even came on this live, it was like, okay, God, whatever it is you want me to say, whatever, I'm here. Because I've been in that mode all day. And so I'm bringing it to YouTube today. Because obviously, this is what I needed to say. I'm closing out this day the way I started it, with a spirit of gratitude. We're starting to understand that there's more for all of us. And knowing that, oh, you're so welcome, Sydney. Thank you, Preppy. Knowing that when we really tune internally, there are some things that we may have been looking for and expecting, and simply just being grateful can draw it to us. Just being thankful, just showing kindness towards ourselves. Sometimes we need grace. We need to show ourselves grace, because there's so many times when we have messed up and we hold ourselves in that space without thinking, like, you have another opportunity. You have another way that you can look at this, and you can give that to yourself. Be kind to yourself. When you're kind to yourself, you're going to attract kindness. It might not be the first person, it might not be the 50th person, but continue to show that. Continue to be that place where someone who is in need of kindness can find themselves. Because I promise you, if you provide that space for someone who needs it, you will find that space for yourself as well. I want to thank Sydney and Preppy. I don't even know who you are, but I'm going to find you. I want to thank you because the two of you, without even knowing, really helped me to really expound and expand on this thing, because you fed that. You were in agreement with that. I saw some other comments, but the two of you kept, allowing yourselves to be that space where more could come forth. And to me, that's spirit to spirit. That's your spirit saying, and I think one of you even wrote, like, keep going. How are you going? Because you know what? When your spirit is receiving something that it needs, you don't want it to end. And what happens is this will go for as long as supposed to. But what I want you to do is what I said in that one video. Take the opportunity to rest with you tonight. Allow the opportunity to marinate in your spirit. There's obviously something that is for you both. And the both of you can have it. You can have it. All you have to do is believe. All you have to do is tap into it, and it's there for you. It's that simple. That's how it happened for me. I just believed. I tapped into it. And here I am talking about gratitude and the attitude and really applying that to yourself. And it wasn't my intention. I didn't get up today thinking, oh, this is what I'm going to do my YouTube on. No, I didn't know. But I know what I'm saying is obviously something that was needed today. It was needed for me. I'm just talking to you from my own place of being a testimony, from sharing my story in hopes that someone will hear it and they will say what I heard both of you say tonight, that I really needed that you were speaking to me. Because when the Spirit speaks, it doesn't care who you are, where you are. All it wants to know is your ear open to hear? And if your ear is open to hear, you're going to hear something that's just for you. That's all YouTube is. It's about you looking and visually and hearing something that is for you. And when you hear something that's for you, it's going to make you take pause. You're going to sit here and you're going to listen a little bit longer and a little bit longer and a little bit longer, because it's feeding something inside of you that in this moment is needed for you. I want to thank you both for being a part of this with me tonight. I know other people came in and out, but I appreciate your comments. You did not have to comment. You did not have to stop here, but I'm so glad you did, because I needed it too. I needed it too. You know, it's amazing how this internal thing works. It feeds both of us. Thank you, Sydney. It feeds both of us. I'm just not feeding you, but you're doing the same to me. And so what happens is like what I said with the plant. The plant will grow because you're watering it and giving it sun. That's all of us are here to do. We're here to be nurturers. And when we nurture others, we are actually nurturing ourselves. Have an amazing day. Please like and subscribe. Share this video with others. If it has helped you at all, please share it. Thank you for tuning in live. And thank you to those of you who will listen to the replay. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care, Preppy and Sydney. Blessings.